everyone, welcome to the Prarie Home Stitcher Flosstube channel. My name is Emily. Today is September 30th and it is Monday afternoon. So last video I had alluded to the fact that we had a lot of stuff going on family-wise, and yeah, there's a lot. But we'll get into that here in a minute. So I just want to say thank you to everyone who was so supportive of the new pattern that was released. If you didn't know, I had a video that I put up last week announcing the new pattern that I designed for September, and I'll just put up a little picture right here. If you would like to get a hold of this free PDF pattern, it's on my Facebook group, the Prarie Home Stitcher on Facebook. It's the group, not the profile. You have to answer some questions to join. That's simply just a security thing, just to make sure that you aren't a robot or a scammer. So if you just answer those questions, and I will approve you, and you can get access to any of the free patterns that are there and any patterns that I develop in the future. I also want to thank all of the 440 subscribers. I am so honored that you guys are here and that you're watching. It brings me so much joy, and I'm so glad that we can have this little community together. I am excited about next month. I have two patterns that I'm going to come out with next month. So one is Halloween and one is something really, really special. And again, I think what I will keep doing is doing devoted videos when the patterns come out. I think that's just a little bit easier, so that you can share those videos with people if you want them to have access to the pattern. So with that being said, we will go straight into life updates. So today was a big day. For those of you who've seen the first few Flosstubes, you know that I homeschool my kids. My daughter, who is in 4th grade, and my son, who's in kindergarten. I've homeschooled my daughter all the way up till now. We were given an amazing opportunity from a church that we've been attending for the last couple months. Amazing, extraordinary opportunity that we could never do on our own. Wasn't even on the radar. An opportunity for them to attend the private Christian school that's being run out of the church. And there was a lot of discussion, a lot of researching, a lot of me trying to find every imaginable excuse as to why they can't do it and coming up with nothing. So I struggled, but came to the decision to allow them to go to this school. It's very different. It's run very differently. I would word it as a homeschool in a private school setting. Like the curriculum and the work and everything is done very much child-led, paced to the individual child, with teachers helping and guiding, versus like full-on classroom structure. So kind of like Montessori, kind of like homeschool, but then still having some of the structure and routine that a regular school would have. So a good balance. And then there is plenty of opportunity for me to be involved on a daily basis if I choose, and be involved in my kids' education, hands-on, like being a classroom monitor and being right there and helping if I so wanted to at any point. With my little baby, who's going to be 6 months old next week, that's not really possible at the moment because, you know, he'd just be a distraction. But when he gets a little older, you know, I'm going to be doing that, because being involved in my kids' education is something that I firmly believe in as a mom. So today was hard, first day without them. They of course had a great time. I was just kind of a mess. I did better than I thought I would. I wasn't crying, but just that feeling of I know there's stuff to do, I just don't know what to do about that, because that's not what I normally do. I don't know if that makes any sense, but my husband was home today with me, so that was awesome that he was there to support me. he could have been doing other stuff, and he just wanted to be available. So and he wanted to be there to pick him up and drop him off and all of that today. So we got through it. They had a great time. It's going to be a huge change. So because of that change, and with the way our schedule's working, I'm going to be releasing my Flosstube videos on Tuesdays. So I'll be filming them on Mondays when my husband's home and when the kids are at school, and I'll have this nice window, a longer window than I normally would have to prep and prepare. I did not do very well today at all. I was so distracted. But so if this video is just a little bit unhinged, I apologize. It will be rehinged next time. So that is kind of the big thing that I was getting at, and I mentioned it, kind of got a little bit into it in the Facebook group, not much. And by the way, in the Facebook group, I do post as much as, I do post in there. We do talk. It's a little more intimate, I guess you could say. So join up. It's pretty great. I love all of the people who are in there right now, and there's a couple ladies in there who they know who they are, who are just ornery, and I absolutely adore them. So other than that, just keep my baby in your prayers. His 6-month checkup is not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. And I think I've gone into it about him having weight problems and him not gaining weight like he should be. Just pray that he is healthy and that he is gaining, because our next steps are the ones that parent wants to go. Nobody wants to see their child going in for more invasive testing. So I don't want to, I cannot, I don't want to have to walk down that road. And I don't know how so many families have the strength they do. God gives us what we need when we need it, but I really don't want to have that kind of strength right now. But so just keep, his name is Ben, just keep him in your prayers if you don't mind. I would appreciate it. So let's go into stitching. I stitched quite a bit, but on just kind of 3 projects. But I did get a decent amount done on those 3 projects. And then, and I also have a happy mail that was sent to me. Goodness. It's bad. All right. So first off, as always, is My Big Toe Designs, the name of Jesus. Here's the pattern. There you go. The name of Jesus, which is my current gigantic project that I have been doing. I finally got the friend designer's done. Oh my goodness. I finally did it. There. Oh, you have no idea how happy this makes me. Look at it. Beautiful. Finally got there. I finally did it. I didn't get the red put in quite yet here, or the servant written down here, but I finished. I did a little more of the border coming down, and I came in and I got Friend of Sinners done and the little motifs over here done. So the top is topped. I got across. Look at this. Do you know how awesome this is going to look? Oh, I'm so excited. I am so excited. It's going to look so good. Oh. So I did kind of like a little mini victory in here. I finished my first full skein of WDW Havana. So all of this, except for this one thread right here, all of this was all the brown was one whole skein got me that far. So that's a lot of stitches, guys. That's a lot of brown. So I'm stitching this on 40 count latte by Fiber on a Whim, using WDW Havana and the Gentle Arts Country Redwood. So that is this one. I am so happy. I love stitching it. I don't know what it is, but I know a lot of people don't like stitching words, but I actually do like stitching words. Don't know. It's almost like, it feels like you're writing. So, and I'll share about that later. Well, I'll get into that at the end. And it's all your fault. It's all your guys' fault. But I'll get into that later. So, all right. So my next whip that I have been working on is I Do Declare our Miss Chicken, our beautiful chicken. And I say ours because it's just as much mine as yours. Here she is. I love her. Love her dress. I got her puff sleeve and her wing, and I got some of her little toes going. I'm getting some of the outlining done here, and I didn't get the white in the dress, the little like flowery patterning in here, but I'm getting a lot of this blue done. So I'm actually enjoying her simply because I think I said last time, I'm enjoying it more because once you get kind of the outlining done, it's really just fill-in. So there's some, you have to pay it, it's almost like a payoff, right? You pay really close attention getting this outlining all through here or all through the tail. And then once you have that victory of getting all the outlining, you kind of can just like sit back, relax, and fill her in. And I actually like that because it's, you know, like these ruffles were quite a bit of focus and really paying attention. But like I said, like back here with the tail, once you kind of get the outlining, it just fill. I think she's looking really good. So yeah, I'm really pleased with my progress on this, and I'm happy seeing how everything's showing up. Like the ruffles are showing up. You can tell the ruffles. So yeah, I hope I'm not the only one stitching her. If you are stitching her, tag me on Instagram, tag me on anything. I want to see, I so want to see all of our little coop developing out there. So there she is. I'm going to hopefully get more of her dress finished. I kind of like got myself sidetracked with the wing. So there's that. Those are really the two that, like I said, I got quite a bit done on the two that I was already working on. Like I was really hammering away at our chicken this last couple weeks. However, what took up most of my time was my new start. So yeah, I have a new start. It is A Token of Love by Blackbird Designs, and it comes out of the book of When the Leaves Fall. So I am stitching this right now, and this was gifted to me by a sweet lady named Dee from Liberty Hill Needleworks shop, and her mother and friends sent me some happy mail, and this was part of the happy mail and supplied pretty much everything I needed. And it being autumn, I couldn't, it was too awesome and just want to get my hands on it. So you know the feeling. So I did a lot working on it. I found that I love this fabric that they sent me. So here's my progress. I'm stitching it on 40 count old lace by Seraphim Fabrics. And this is the most perfect fabric that has ever existed. I'm just going to say, so whoever dies for Seraphim Fabrics, you are amazing beyond words. I don't know how else to put it. It's just so perfect. Look how beautiful this is. It's just the perfect neutral that it was ever done. So I think the original pattern calls for Picture This plus Wren, and this has kind of a similar tone. It's just not as heavily modeled as a lot of the Picture This pluses. I love how the natural look of it. So this is how far I got. The border was really fun to do. Very, very meditative stitching this border. It really just flowed nicely. I think my favorite thing about this so far is the thread for the acorns and the thread that's used for the words. And I'm using all of the called for threads, by the way, sorry. And they're all, I believe they're all Weeks. Just about all Weeks dye works, if not all. So the acorns here, let me see if I can get closer. There we go. The acorns and the words, so a token of love I'm putting in here. This is the same thread. It's called Tobacco Road by Weeks Dye Works, and it's heavily variegated. I don't think I have it out here. I don't, but you can kind of see it from here. I'll show it next. I'll show the threads next time. So Tobacco Road is extremely variegated, and it even says in the pattern that they recommend if you're going to substitute with DMC, it would be hard because it shifts green, yellow, orange to even like let me see right here, like a brown and orange. Look at that. There we go, and we can see really good. Look how much this shifts. So we got like a redishy orange acorn, a yellow green acorn, a more brown acorn, and you can see it in how it shifts in the words, how much it shifts through here. So definitely sub for DMC, sure, but this one I would just invest in the thread. It's gorgeous. It's a beautiful thread. I didn't honestly, when I saw it in the skein, hold on. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that again. Now that I know that pause is there, the ADHD is just gonna be flaming, I'm sure. So I went and found the thread. I kept talking about it. I felt like I needed to show you. Look at this. There you go. So if you're not familiar with Tobacco Road, which I obviously wasn't, here we go. Hello. Here we go. If you're not familiar with Tobacco Road, see what I mean? Super variegated. Very, very variegated. So definitely not one you want to just try to sub for DMC, I don't think. I mean, you could probably make it work, but I mean, I think I bought my threads, the threads that I didn't have when I went to start this, that I needed to get a few. I ordered from the Farmer's Attic off of Etsy. By the way, shout out to that shop. Amazing, amazing. I loved it. The shipping was quick. It was not Heartshy. Whoever's running that is amazing. So definitely go support her, the lady that runs that, the Farmer's Attic off of Etsy. So I did get this from there, and I think it was like $2.30. So it's worth the little bit extra. Yeah, so there's that one, which is A Token of Love by Blackbird Designs. So definitely, that's my goal, is to get that done. I just addicted to it. I'm sorry. I would not say that I am a monogamous stitcher, or like I think that's the right word. It depends. I tend to have maybe 3 or 4 going at the same time, but I kind of focus hard on those 3 to 4. And then sometimes, so like one of my finishes I did earlier since I started with Flosstube, was the Summer at Cranberry Manor by Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. That one was like a burn through it because it was too much fun to put down. And then the same was the Scattered Seed Samplings Summer Sweets Pin Keep that I showed in a previous video. So go watch the videos if you want to know about it. Some of those, just you get in the groove of it, and it's hard to put it down. And this is one of those, because the counting is not too terribly hard. How much it's variegated in the floss, it just changes as you go. It's like painting and writing with calligraphy. It just, whew, I love it. So that will probably get a lot of love over the season, because I'm a seasonal stitcher too. So fall comes, I gotta stitch me some fall. So those are the 3 I've been working on pretty heavily. I did get some happy mail in the mail these last 2 weeks. I will be honest, I did not check my P.O. box. It's been like a week and a half. So if you sent me something, I have not been very good with that. But now that my kids are attending school in town, it's going to be a lot easier to check because our post office, it's small town, Kansas small town. They're open. Their hours are weird. I mean, even when they are open, doesn't necessarily mean that somebody is back there. You know, typical small town. So if you've lived in one, you know what I'm talking about. You run on Kansan time or farmer time. It just is what it is. But now it'll be a little bit more convenient to just swing by there every couple days or so. So yes, I will be checking that. So if you did send me something and I didn't check, I am so sorry. I will get that checked tomorrow because oh my word, I have to take my kids into school tomorrow because that's every day now. Okay. All right. Moving on. Don't think about that right now. So the happy mail I got came from Liberty Hill Needle Workshop in Williamsburg, Virginia. These ladies are amazing. They are just the most generous. I don't even know why you guys are blessing me. It makes my heart so overwhelmed that you bring me happy tears, and I'm so thankful. So I believe the shop owner sent me it was a little package, and I think they're catching on that I am a very sentimental stitcher, and what they sent me is extremely sentimental, and I have such a plan for this. Ladies at Liberty Hill, you don't even know. I hope you're watching this, but you didn't even know what was going on this week. You didn't even know, and God used you in my life, and I'm so happy. So this is what they sent. It is Sweet Wing Studios, which I love. Anything by Sweet Wing is amazing. It's called Lord Bless and Keep, and it's so beautiful. So they sent the called for linen and the DMCs along. And the called for linen is Weeks Dye Works straw. And I would also like to point out real quick that when Liberty Hill Needleworks, here's their information. Please go check them out. Go bless them. Go shop with them. When they put together they kit together their stuff, they do these tags, and see, it's got everything you need right there, so you keep everything in its bag. And I'm sure a lot of needle workshops do this, but y'all, if you haven't watched the video about the one that I did go to, you'll understand why I think this is amazing. I'm sure a lot of them do this, but isn't this great? So all together, Weeks Dye Works straw, very lovely, deep, vintage color. It looks like, by the way, this is the color I like my coffee with my creamer. So this is it. It's very beautiful. I've never stitched on anything this yellowy, like this deep and dark. I'm excited to, because I've never done it before. So we're gonna get this. I'm starting this week because so this pattern, as you can see, has a lot of purple in it. My daughter started her first day of school this week, and the way that their school is set up, they have kind of, it reminds me a lot of like a college library, because like I said, it's very laid back in the sense that the students they have their desk, they have their workspace, but then they can also work at the table, at like community tables. They can discuss their work with each other, because they're doing a program called Aces Paces, which is just it's really, you can look it up. It's kind of hard to get into, and I won't do that. But it's very student led, and it's very much encouraging working together and helping each other. And it very much gave me that college feel when I went to college, that feeling when you're at the library and you can either work at the tables, you can work at the cubicles, you can sit together for like study group, and it's very much that sort of feeling. So she does have her little desk cubicle. It's kind of a combination of the two. And she's allowed to decorate it and to put things that she wants to look at, or that, you know, might help her adjust. So guess what she's gonna get from mommy? I'm gonna stitch this for Evelyn. I'm gonna stitch this for Evelyn. I'm gonna put Liberty Hill's little card they sent inside the frame when I'm done. And I'm gonna send it to school with her, and she's going to be able to read that over and over. The Lord bless you and keep you, which is based off of a Bible verse out of Numbers 6:24 through 26. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. That is a very common blessing that I believe the Orthodox Jewish community say over, is it Shabbat? Forgive me if I'm wrong. I think it is. It's a very sacred, very blessed scripture. And so I want to stitch this, and I want to send it to school with Evelyn and let her sit it at her desk so she can see it. So thank you for doing that. Like I said, you didn't know, but God knew. So they sent the DMC. I went ahead and got there was a Classic Colorworks and a Weeks Dye Works that it called for, and so I went on Etsy again to the farmer, or did I did 1, 2, 3 stitch this time, because the Farmer's Attic didn't have a couple of them that I needed. So there were 3 here that it has. This purple is very much my daughter. She loves this shade of purple. It's amethyst, Scuppernong, well, great, and cherry tomato. So I have everything I need to start this, and this will be my new start for next time. I was gonna start it when I got it, but then I had some self-control for once and waited. So when I ordered the floss to finish that off, I went ahead and kind of finished out my budget. I know I said last time I was going to order the fabric for Savior's Praise, but with them starting school and everything kind of shifting, we had to pay, you know, the enrollment fees and the tuition and stuff for the first month, so that, you know, that was gone. But I did go ahead and finish off like the 30 bucks, I think, for what I needed. For Prairie Life Sampler, which I've shown before, which I've been kind of collecting everything I need for this slowly over the last 2-3 months or so. And I have all of the floss now. Finally. There is a lot, guys. There's a lot on this one. Oh my goodness. I think it's like, what, $60, $70? It's a lot of floss. It's a lot of floss, but it's going to be worth it. And I know it will be worth it, and I'm excited. It's that much. I'm going. There's that much. Okay, here. Look at it. They're not kidding. Look at all these. Look at all these tags. Look at all that. It's a lot of floss. But yeah, I have it. It's done. This is done. I got there. Thank goodness. There's a good, now you can see the color palette. So what kind of got me a little bit with the floss, there's a lot of just greens and beigey browns. A lot. So yeah, but it's done. So there's that. Now I know I've shown this before, but this is 37 count Russian tea cake by Legacy Linen. I had said before that I could stitch Prairie Life sampler on this linen. But the more I sit here and I look at it, the more I am a little bothered. And I know I said before I wasn't bothered, but the more I looked, the more I was bothered of the slubs. Some of these slubs in here are like, here's a good spot. Huge. Like, look at some of these. That's like one stitch of these big chunks. And it's not just in one or two spots, it's everywhere. Because I looked at where my start was, and even, oh, here, this was the bad one. This is where I was getting really questioning my decisions, as always. Right there, this one, this guy right there. I just, like, it is the right color, and I even thought about going and like lightly coffee dyeing it to give it a little modeling, because it's the perfect cut. It's the perfect cut. It's the right shade for that. I just, tell me in the comments, please. Tell me in the comments. Are the slubs going to be that bad? Should I just go for it? Should I just start it because I have it? I mean, I can always save it and use it for maybe some smaller pieces in the future, and I can kind of like whittle away at it and use it for other things where the slubs aren't that big of a deal. Or do I just do it and it'll give it that like heritage vintagey look and it will be fine? Or is this gonna kill me? Because I've not dealt with slubs like that before, and I know a lot of you are super experienced, and I rely on your expertise because I don't have it. So tell me please in the comments what your opinion is, because like, look at some of these. Should I just go for it? There we go. There we go, like that. It's right there's a bad one. Should I just go for it? Are the slubs that, here's another one. Are the slubs that big of a deal when you actually get the threads in? Or should I just wait and be patient and order, when I order my fabric for Savior's Praise, you get free shipping if it's like, was it 75 or something like that on the Etsy store, and by doing the two pieces it's about that much. So, or do I just wait? Because I'm not sure when I'm gonna get a chance to order right now. So I don't know, you tell me. You tell me what you think. All right, so there is that. Oh, and part of the, so with the 1, 2, 3 stitch order, I did grab a piece of Weeks Dye Works 36 count gray. So pretty. I knew I would like it. I've not actually seen this in person until I ordered it, but I just had a feeling. I've seen enough people on Flosstube stitching on Confederate gray or gray. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. So it's beautiful. It is the exact, it's basically a darker version of the Seraphim's old lace. So I like these grayy toned fabrics. So this last couple weeks, and I know I mentioned it at one point, that I was going to try being a mad scientist in my kitchen. And I think I said something about shrinking. Can you shrink linen? because a while ago I bought a Charles Craft tube that you can get at Michael's of just the regular, their linen, their 28 count linen, and it's very open weave. I know 28 count is a lot, but it just is kind of a lot of open weave. So I did some research to see if one can shrink linen, and you can shrink linen. Now I know, before everybody freaks out, it's not the same, Emily. It has to do with the number of threads and how tightly woven it is and how many threads are jammed into so much space. And yeah, I hear you, but why not have a little fun? Why not try? You never know until you try. So I did it on that piece of linen. And let's see how, so it's boiling water, vinegar, and baking soda, which I know we've all done. You know, if you've done science and you've done science in elementary school, we've all done the balloon and the beaker. I know it creates a chemical reaction, and I think that might be the point. So you can look it up online on how it's done, but I shrunk it and then I coffee dyed it. Here we are. Yep. Or did I coffee dye it? I may not have. I actually don't think I did coffee dye it. I think I just shrunk it. So here it is. Here's my piece. It's now 30 count linen. It did it just enough to fix the, okay, for comparison, it did it just enough to, so this is it before, this is the 28 count. Hi, you can see the weave is open. It's not bad, it really isn't, but it is fairly see-through, especially when you look at it close up. I've stitched on it before, it's not a problem, why not? I had it. And so here it is after my experimenting. As you can see, it's definitely less see-through, a little more packed in, just a bit more packed in there versus this. We can see a difference. There we go. Yeah. So, and it's not just the washing, because I've done it where I've just washed it to see what happens, and it didn't change the count. And I did do the sitting down with the ruler and counting everything out. I will say it did lighten it just a tiny bit when I sit here. When you compare, so you can see, there we go. It did end up lightening it just a wee bit, but I actually like it better a little bit lighter. And so if I go in and I coffee dye it or I Rit dye it, I don't know if I will or not. But now I know I can do that, and now I know that it does take the weave just enough to just kind of fill those holes in just a tiny bit. So that being said, because I did that, I realized that I can start this. I think that matches pretty good with the pattern to start some Christmas stuff coming. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in on, I think I will jump in on the big one, the Come Let Us Adore Him, because I believe there's enough here on this piece to do maybe all three of them. Yes, I think so. So yes, so this is coming up on my going to start here, either this next 2 weeks chunk or after. So within sometime in October probably, sometime in October. No coffee today, just water. So there's that. I do believe one of the last videos I did, and it being autumn, I'm going to be starting Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. And this was kind of the catalyst for the story of the Needleworks shop. But again, guys, I need your help because I ordered gray, Weeks Dye Works gray, because I thought it's not. I thought when I had researched a while ago that Away We Ride uses something very similar to Weeks Dye Works gray. And when I went to the Needleworks store and they messed up my order big time, I did not know, and they didn't tell me what they gave me when I got the linen that now doesn't work for the pattern. But just for my own benefit, I kind of would like to know what the linen is. I don't know what this is. It's not that. I haven't actually done this yet. Is it? I don't think it's straw because it's not quite the same. It looks, it's got to be a Weeks Dye Works. It has to be because it looks so similar to the other Weeks Dye Works that I've used. Just the way that it is. I don't know what this is. So this is straw and this is gray. So if you have any idea about what you think, it's like if you took this and this and you mixed it together, you get this. If that makes any sense. So ideas, shoot them down. Let's have a fun guessing game. You know, we'll get brownie points if you win, if we guess it right. Or maybe I just need to ship it off to Liberty Needleworks. Ladies, and tell me, what is this? So I am going to be stitching Away We Ride, this, starting it, because I know a lot of people on Instagram have started it. I want to start it this fall. So I'm going to start for sure this next video. I said the Lila Studio one and then another fall. So we're going to start another Blackbirds design. So I will try to hold myself to that. I have more time now with the kids in school that I think I can get more starts started. So yeah, I believe that's it for today. I know I pulled out, but don't worry about that. We'll worry about that next time. So yes, I do believe that is all the Happy Mail. That is all of the stitching stuff for this week. This 2 weeks. Yeah, I appreciate every single one of you. I pray for you all. I am blessed beyond all measure, and so I will wrap up this video with, oh wait, no, I did say, didn't I say earlier about the chicken and stuff? Right. Let's save that for next week. Because yeah, you have inspired me to try to do something. You can probably guess what it is based off of the story of the chicken and many suggestions that you ladies have given in those comments. I won't say anything yet, but I will tell, for those of you who comment and you're picking up on what I'm getting at regarding the chicken story and the suggestions you made about that story, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I will try. And I'm working on trying. So I'll leave it at that, and I will probably have more next time. So I will end this video with our card, which is my great desire, and the verse is Psalm 27:4. That I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life. Here we have man's response to God's desire to dwell in us. When the desire of God toward us begins to rule the life and the heart, our desire is fixed on one thing, and that is to dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of our life, to behold the beauty of the Lord, to worship him in the beauty of holiness. The more we realize the desire of God's love to give his rest in the heart, and the more our desire is thus quickened to dwell every day in his temple and behold his beauty, the more the spirit of intercession will grow upon us to claim all that is in his new covenant. all that God has promised. And I will see you all in 2 weeks.